Okay. So, what is up? This is Alex from IHE. I guess in this case, IHE TV. I'm going through a bunch of Morbius behind the scenes stuff. I know. Late to the party, right? I'm working on my video about the superhero movies from 2022, I guess it is. And I got to go through all this behind the scenes stuff anyway, so I thought I might as well record my reactions and just see what's up. Some of this looks to be quite strange and funny, so let's just get straight into this. We're starting with From Human to Vampire, Morbius behind the scenes. Let's see what this is all about.
Let's do a stunt rehearsal.
It's so funny that they even bother making this stuff.
I'm about to jump from this little green cross down here.
Oh, I think a lot of this was filmed in Manchester or something random.
To the second floor.
3, 2, 1,
Whee! From Human to Vampire, visual effects.
Morbius is a bit more a monster movie. This is a person who goes through a true personal transformation.
It's not a monster movie.
And for that, I needed an expert.
It's a superhero
met
movie.
with Daniel Espinosa, director, and Lucas Foster, and we showed them.
Oh, come on. The living vampire. Pretending like, no, come on, it's so much more cynical than this.
Our work.
We're super lucky to have him. He was nominated for an Academy Award. He is working with Digital Domain for a large part of our visual effects.
I mean, cool. They spend lots of money on it, I guess, like 70-something million, I think, off the top of my head.
To create the vampire.
But most of the visual effects go into just the funny face changes and the screaming.
And the various different transitions of the characters and the
Transitions, yeah, look like this guy. Ooh.
Living in.
Nice, seeing the breakdown. That's like a really bad shot too. I noticed this while watching it. I just finished rewatching it maybe like half an hour ago. I thought this shot was so terrible. Look at this. You can see the layers coming in. Nice. Look at him morbing out. Look at that transition. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, man.
Fantastic.
Matthew Butler is a brilliant visual effects supervisor. That's what I needed.
It's always a tall order to do something new in this industry.
Something new in this industry, yeah. Like what Morbius wound up being. Nice and new and fresh. Definitely not just the Venom formula.
But I haven't done anything quite like this.
No one has. Ooh, look at that. I like that. 3D morb spin. Yeah, Matrix spin, baby.
What we're going to have to do, one shake. Yeah, one shake. This one up, and have it go up and down. But we jumped straight in, and we jumped in at the deep end.
Dude, it's crazy how much work goes into something so bad.
And to create this monster. There's a desire to have Jared be Jared.
What do you mean by that? There's a desire to have Jared be Jared. Shouldn't he be Morbius? Michael Morb?
Of this movie, yet he needs to be this living vampire.
Time to go.
I'm Venom.
So he can balloon
Take that line
from
out.
his humanoid version into this vampiric version, and it's typically done through anger.
I say get out!
You know, he needs to look and feel and smell like that person.
Wait, what? Smell?
Well, absolutely. Look and feel and smell like that person, right? So Matt Smith
I mean, whatever.
needs to come through in
Whatever.
his vampiric form.
It's going to take me forever if
Jared
I
Leto needs
pause
to
that
come
much.
through in his vampiric form, and yet we need to make this
It's so
potentially
earnest.
horrific at times character
I needed somebody who could portray the...
Where is this guy? He's just like sat in the woods. I mean, I'm jealous.
Who could portray the inner struggles that Morbius has from an exterior point of view.
Okay, so I'm part bad. Let's see what we can really do.
And one of the things Daniel was particularly interested in doing was visualizing some of Morbius's special powers. And one of which is his ability to visualize wind vectors.
Visualize wind vectors? I thought it was like echolocation. I thought that was the whole point.
To visualize wind vectors and to echolocate backwards.
Yeah.
But how do you visualize that?
With millions and millions of particle effects flying everywhere.
I think they did a great job with the ability to kind of see using your sense of hearing.
They're using like the built-in camera for this audio.
Using these.
That's funny. They can even... Oh no, he's got like a little lapel there. That's funny. Why does it
Ability
sound so bad?
to kind of see using your sense of hearing. It's fun to explore in a performance aspect. Like, how do you translate that?
If you want to be really pedantic about it, there's nothing to see. But obviously, you know, film is a visual medium. And what's nice about that is it gives us the excuse to do something that's really kind of visually sexy.
Visually sexy? That's Morbius all over, baby.
It's always interesting because as a comic book lover, you always contemplate how you would do when somebody discovers their fundamental elements, their powers.
My previous...
It's so strange. He was just saying it's like a monster movie. Since when was that like an important aspect of a monster movie? It's... Oh, no, whatever.
Background was in aerospace, and since I focus on computational fluid dynamics and visualizing...
Computational fluid dynamics. So what are we saying?
The flow of fluids, that particularly appealed to me because it's something I could see a way to visualize that in a sort of cool and not just gratuitous fashion.
I gotta write that down. Computational fluid dynamics. That's hilarious.
Like with most visual effects, there's never a single answer to anything. We try and use the right tool for the job, and each job is slightly different. So we're gonna let them perform on stage now.
3, 2, 1, go!
But then recapture their performance with a marked up array of dots in their face and stereo helmet cameras on them that can capture all those minute details. Then they're going to have to come back and perform some things yet again, and then we're going to render that and put that.
Wait, hold on. Is this? This is in London.
Then we're going to render that and put that back into the shots.
Milo!
Milo!
They run around the tunnel, defying gravity, upside down.
Yeah, but like this is a great example of why the visual effects are so like dumb. Like all of this is CG, right? There's nothing real about this shot. But cameras can't do that. Yet.
Then we bend around, they're over here, and they grab.
Yeah, look, that's like previs.
I don't think it's going to get any better than that, yeah. And then they leap down the escalators.
Slow-mo.
We're going to motion capture their action. Yeah, I hope it works.
I hope it works. It did.
Yes! That's really good. That's great.
I wonder what they were looking at there.
It takes you to places that you feel like you really haven't been before.
Oh man, it takes you places you have never been. All these layers.
I hope that it's something that the audience finds visually.
Yeah, that's funny that they put that in there. That's like the one of the last shots of the movie.
The audience finds visually stimulating.
It's certainly stimulating, maybe not visually. Wow, that was beautiful. So much work going in here. So this one looked interesting. The title, aged horribly. I want Kanye to give my Oscar speech. Morbius stars Jared Leto and Matt Smith play Would You Rather. This is going to be good.
Would you rather play Doctor Who again and team up with Karen Gillan again, or team up with Jared Leto again in a Morbius sequel?
Doctor Who.
I didn't miss a beat. I didn't even have to think about it.
In a Morbius sequel.
Doctor Who.
Or team up with Jared Leto again in a Morbius sequel.
Doctor Who.
Dude.
Doctor Who's the best.
Hey, this
We
is
have to cover it there.
Jared Leto.
Hi, I'm Matt Smith.
And this is Would You Rather.
He's a scary individual, huh? It's more of a monster movie like outside of the film than in the vampire film that he stars in.
For It's Gone Viral.
For It's Gone Viral. Wait, is this like post the film coming out?
I'm Matt Smith.
And this is Would You Rather for It's Gone.
Oh no, for It's Gone Viral. Right. God, this is already cursed.
Let's start off with, who would you rather go for a drink with? Edward Cullen, Milo, or Morbius?
God. I really feel sorry for actors having to sit through these. Like, you know, outside of the millions of dollars they're being paid for doing it, which I guess anyone would do, this must be painful to sit through.
Milo is in myself.
Yes. Didn't think about that.
Go and drink with myself, or this is the character, right? This is the character, not the actor playing the character.
He really should have been Morbius. He has way more like charisma and self-awareness, I think. He's way more fun to watch in the film than...
Oh God, Milo. Yeah, he's way more fun than the other two. They're quite serious, aren't they? I mean, I've not seen all the Twilight, so I don't know, but that always looks quite serious.
You haven't seen all the Twilights? Really, Matt Smith?
Michael is a bit serious, and you know, Milo's an anarchist, so Milo. Terribly vain, but we'd have lots to talk about.
Why they like him like this? It's really unflattering.
Wow.
Yeah, you'd have a great time.
Yeah, I'd be like my doppelganger.
Oh. I'd have to say Milo. You know, I miss Milo. It's you know, he's my long lost brother, and it's been a while. So.
These zooms are like the comedic timing is wonderful. I don't know how intentional that is.
And it's been a while, so it'd be good to catch up.
You've just won your second.
Did he mean Matt Smith or did he mean the character?
Academy Award. But you aren't there to make your acceptance speech.
Yeah, he just doesn't blink. Look how long he goes without blinking there. That's crazy.
Your second Academy Award. But you aren't there to make your acceptance
speech. God, he's still
speech.
as well. Maybe he is a vampire. Maybe this was good casting.
Who would you rather give your speech? Matthew McConaughey, Lady Gaga, or Matt Smith?
God, these fucking questions.
I would probably say Kanye West.
Oh my God, this is aged so badly. This is awesome. That is amazing.
McConaughey, Lady Gaga, or Matt Smith?
I would probably say Kanye West.
Is he being like... He delivers everything with that same like deadpan, like frozen expression. Like,
at the moment,
is he trying to be funny or is he being sincere?
Yeah, Kanye, that would be great. Yeah, Kanye or maybe Elon.
Jesus Christ, how could this age any worse?
Yeah. Rogue choices. Out of the two of them, probably Kanye.
Okay. So we agree to agree.
Dude. God, he's scary.
You just won your first Academy Award, but you aren't there to make your acceptance speech.
This is awesome.
Who would you rather give your speech? Jared Leto, Claire Foy, or Karen Gillan?
Claire Foy. Because she's good at, because I've been at award speeches with her. She's always winning, and I'm always going, hey. And she always gives me a shout out, so she's good at that. She'd be good at that, yeah.
Dude.
Claire Foy, every day of the week.
Great shout. Okay.
Legend, Claire Foy.
This is a tough one. Would you rather play Doctor Who again and team up with Karen Gillan again, or team up with Jared Leto again in a Morbius sequel?
Oh, what a tough question, man. He must be racking his brain.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, there we go. That was the intro one.
Doctor Who's the best. Doctor Who's the best part in the world. You know, I mean, that's not to say I wouldn't love to be in a Morbius sequel with Jared.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, cover those tracks, baby.
I would. But, you know, the Doctor's the Doctor. Unbeatable.
I was so hoping you'd say that. That's so lovely.
Ah, very Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That won't never happen.
No. Yeah, it's fine. No, I'm not going for the scoop. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm not going for the scoop. What are you doing?
No, I actually don't think it will. I don't think that will ever happen. But, you know, times change.
Which Spider-Man would you rather see Morbius?
I get jump scared every time it cuts back to him. It's creepy, dude.
Go up against in a Morbius sequel? Tom Holland's Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, or Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man?
I mean, they're all great actors, but I have to say, Tom Holland's Spider-Man and being a new chapter in what he's doing with that character, and Morbius being on screens for the very first time, Master Fear for the very first time, it makes a lot of sense for those two to go head to head.
He wants it to happen. He wants it.
At some point.
Garfield. Yeah, I'd like to see Garfield come back as Spider-Man. I think Tom Holland's amazing, by the way. What a brilliant Spider-Man. I mean,
It's so like, they have to be so sort of bureaucratic and friendly. It's so obvious.
They've all done stellar jobs, but something interesting about seeing Andy come back and do it.
There seems to be like a lot of clamour for that after No Way Home. It's really nice.
Yeah, could be good. Could be good, I think.
Would you rather be part of the Avengers or be part of the Sinister Six?
I mean, without question, absolutely part of the Sinister Six.
Yeah, because you were promised that.
You know, I like that we're kind of dancing on the darker side of the universe. I think audiences are ready for that, and I think it's exciting. And
interesting that the picture they use has Spider-Man in it. Huh? Also, this picture, the Sinister Six, doesn't have Morbius in it.
You know, I mean, the Avengers is like, that's you know, I guess they're the Beatles in the way.
What did you just say?
You know, I guess they're the Beatles in the way.
The Avengers are the Beatles. Why?
In a way, and you know, maybe we're more like, you know, the darker side. The Sinister Six would be a little bit more like
30 Seconds from Mars.
Led Zeppelin.
Great answer.
Dude.
I feel like audiences are ready for a Sinister Six, so...
Well, we'll see.
They're not. They really aren't ready. In fact, that this whole Sony scam universe proved.
Happens, but, you know, I would love to see that.
Who's in the Sinister Six?
Well, that's up for debate, but I don't know what I can say. Vulture...
You don't need... What?
Venom and Rhino and a few others, but it's not actually...
Is Venom in the Sinister Six? Actually... It's comic book guy, this. I'm going to find out the truth. Is Venom in the Sinister Six? No, Venom is not a standard member of the Sinister Six. Wow. Pfft. There goes your Venom Sinister Six card, dude.
You've been confirmed yet.
Right, well, for that reason, I'm going to go the Sinister Six, because the Avengers, you know, they've got their gang, haven't they? They've done it. They've kind of solidified it. But the Sinister Six, maybe Milo can edge his way in there.
Oh, man, he's trying his best. God, but you can see it behind those eyes. He's like, just get me out of here. How much longer is left of this?
Yeah.
Some other way in. Yeah, the Sinister Six I'm going for.
Would you rather be in a band with Matt Smith, Michael Keaton, and Jared Harris, or star in a movie with 30 Seconds to Mars?
Oof, what a question. I would have to say...
What a strange question.
Star in a movie with 30 Seconds to Mars, just because I think it would be hilarious. Over the years, I've pulled in the music videos that we've made, which are always quite ambitious. You know, I've certainly gotten 30 Seconds to Mars. I pushed them to do a little acting, and it's always a pretty interesting experience. So I'd have to say a movie. Maybe we could remake The Godfather or maybe Lost Boys or something old school.
I can see you as Don Corleone. That would be good.
Great, I'll take it. A prequel, maybe.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Okay.
Jesus.
Would you rather star in a critically acclaimed comedy with Lady Gaga or star
What
in a
is this
critically
Lady Gaga thing? Like, what does it have to do?
acclaimed drama with Matt Smith?
Wow, you're really putting Matt Smith up against everybody. But, I mean, I love Matt, but I mean, a critically acclaimed comedy with Gaga sounds pretty hard to say no to. But then again, I mean, I don't know. They're both great to work with, great actors.
Oh my god, the circle jerk.
I'd have to say the comedy with Gaga, though, because that just sounds ridiculous and amazing.
Who would you rather see Morbius team up with in the Sony universe? Venom, Rhino, or the Green Goblin?
Who plays Rhino?
You just doesn't care about any shit. No one does.
I don't even know who plays Rhino. But I want to know what's Rhino's vibe.
What's Rhino's vibe? Good question. Ask Giamatti.
What's he like?
Yeah, what's Rhino's vibe? What does Rhino do?
Doesn't know.
He's at the
this big. God, this whole thing.
end of the Amazing Spider-Man 2, I think it is, and he's just got like this mad robotic Rhino machine. And
this is such a good video. I'm loving this video.
And causes a lot of chaos.
Who plays him?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh god!
I'm gonna get cancelled by like so many
No,
fans.
you won't.
Not knowing.
I'm gonna go Rhino. Rhino.
Well, I'd have to say Venom.
Oh god, the comedic timing of this is so good.
Venom. I mean, Venom and Morbius getting in the ring with one another. I'd pay to watch that.
Yeah, I bet you would.
You'd have.
You'd be paid to be in that.
You'd have, if Morbius would try to drink the Venom's blood and then be possessed, and then they'd beat.
Venomized Morbius. That's what I want to see.
I mean, it would just be a hot mess.
Would you rather live forever like a vampire or live for 100 years as a prince in the royal family?
Vampire every day of the week. There's no contest.
Good answer.
I mean, need you ask?
Yeah, that was a pretty quick answer. Do you want to elaborate on it, or are you happy with it?
No, it's way cooler to be a vampire than a prince, isn't it? There's just no,
Yeah.
Being a prince looks like it's really hard work. Being a vampire,
God, he's good at saving it too.
You can do, you can fly. You're immortal. Granted,
I forgot he was in The Crown.
You sort of are operating slightly outside the realms of what one should, but I'd go for vampire.
Perfect answer. Matt,
you'd go for vampire, wouldn't you? Oh no, this has been fun.
Well,
you'd go for prince, would you?
Well, the thing is, you've had experiences playing the prince, so maybe you're a little bit immune to it. I reckon I could do a prince for 100 years, but I also think you're right. There's a lot of pressure on that.
Do you stay being a prince the whole time? Like, can you be prince of in any time? So you don't have to be now. It could be prince Prince of Persia, or you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes, that famous Persian, Jacob Gyllenhaal.
You know what I mean? Yeah. For want of a better analogy. See, that starts to get boring, because then you could go if you could time travel back.
Doctor Who. I think,
Oh my god.
Yeah, when the media...
Oh my god, this is such a fucking cringy video. I can't handle it.
Scrutiny is less intense is probably the best way to answer that. Matt,
not even that,
so
just when you sort of, fight wars and be all sort of, you know what I mean? A different sort of prince. Anyway, I go for vampire every day of the week. I don't say.
Thank you so much, man. Would you rather face off against Michael Keaton's Vulture as a superhero, or face off against Michael Keaton's Batman as a villain?
Ooh. I'd love to face off against Michael Keaton's Batman as a villain. As Morbius the villain.
He just doesn't care.
Villain maybe? I don't know, but That would be interesting. I mean, I love Michael Keaton's Batman. And I love that, you know, his Vulture is just amazing too. He's one of the best.
Look at those eyes.
He's really one of the best. I love him.
Yeah. And you honestly couldn't really get more of an iconic Batman to fight against. So I think that would be my answer too.
Yeah, I mean, if we could cross worlds and Morbius versus Michael Keaton's Batman, oof.
Hmm.
Michael Keaton's Batman and Vulture in the same film. Who knows what's going to happen these days, right?
Thank you so much, mate. Lovely to meet you.
See you soon. Take care of that hair.
You too. Thanks, man.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, wow, that was an incredible video. That was amazing. What's next? Just a little short one. Jared Leto disappears on the set of Marvel's Morbius. On the streets of Manchester, I think? There he is. This is weird. What is he? Is this like a? Is this being filmed, or is he just doing this for fun? Oh, and he's gone. What the hell? He turned into a really suave black dude. What the fuck is going on? This is such a strange video. What the fuck? Oh my god. Pandora's box of this film is just never ending. Jared Leto talked about upcoming tour and new film Morbius. Let's see if there's anything good in this one. God, that is loud.
Virgin Radio abbiamo raggiunto Jared Leto a Londra, dove
it's in Italian.
è stato impegnato nelle riprese del film Morbius. Prima di rivederlo in tour in Italia con i suoi 30 Seconds to Mars live. 3 luglio a Roma, Cavea.
I want to hear this Italian woman say Morbius, please.
4 luglio a Padova, alla Geox Arena. Il 6 luglio a Pistoia, Piazza del Duomo. 7 luglio a Barolo.
We have 2 more weeks in LA to film, and then we start rehearsal for the tour, and then we come right back to Italy and other places. And I think we're playing the in July. Yeah, we are. We have 4 shows, I believe, in Italy. But I could live in Italy. I mean, what an incredible place. The people are fantastic. The food is incredible. The audience is just the best. And we're so excited about these shows. You know, last year we played in Rome and Milan and a couple of other shows. And it's great to be able to...
I don't care about this. I just want more Morb.
Back just 1 year later. We played Padova before, and it was absolutely gorgeous, and we want to go back. So to play summertime in Italy is one of the best experiences you can go for.
Di Morbius. Cosa può passare su Imbrommi dal raccontare? Stiamo parlando di Morbius.
Morbius.
Cosa puoi raccontare?
That's so good.
Stiamo parlando di Morbius. Cosa puoi raccontare sul film?
Well, we just finished shooting in London. We have 2 more weeks in LA. It is quite different from other Marvel characters. It's
How?
It's quite unlike anything I think we've seen before as far as characters go, which is exciting. And
as far as characters go, it's a completely unique, never been seen before character, a vampire and a superhero movie. Just 2 things never explored in cinema ever.
I really fell in love with the character. I mean,
yeah, you made everyone on set's days very, very long and irritating.
I feel really lucky to have the opportunity to bring him to life. A character's never been on screen before. That's really fun. Yeah.
Cosa c'è di Jared in Morbius?
Well,
Cosa c'è di Jared in Morbius?
Well, you know, Morbius is, we have a lot in common. He's a guy...
What do you mean by that? You're a blood-sucking vampire?
He's dedicated his life to work. I mean, I'm not drinking that much blood these days, but he is. How
does he stay so still? Very off-putting character.
He's a guy who's absolutely obsessed with his work. He's a bit of a perfectionist. He, values his research. He's a doctor. He values that more than anything else in the world, and it's the most important thing to him is to try to help others, and that I find a really admirable quality. And
the most important thing is to help others. The anti-hero, legend superhero, Morbius.
He's got
everyone's favorite.
His dark side too. But I really grew to love the character quite a bit.
Cosa ti spaventa nella vita, nel mondo reale?
I think some of my bigger fears have to do with, you know, missed opportunities. Certainly, that's a big one, is not taking advantage of time. You know, the most precious. I was talking to someone the other day, and they said, you know, there are two types of people: people who value time more than money, and money more than time. And for me, you know, I look at time as an opportunity and something not to be treated lightly. So we're done now. And no, just kidding.
Whoa. His he delivers everything with like the same intonation, so when he does a joke, he like really has to clarify it. I thought for a second there he was being genuine.
Not to be treated lightly. So we're done now. And no, just kidding.
Dude. Right. God, what's next? Now this might be a repeat. Oh no, this looks pretty fresh. Making of Morbius 2022. Best of behind the scenes, set visit, and funny cast moments. Marvel Sony. Let's go.
3, 2, 1, action!
Whoa. The arms up and everything. that walk towards Matt Smith at the end. Oh God, this film.
When we meet Dr. Michael Morbius, he's basically at the end of his life. He's a brilliant doctor, he's in search of a cure. He's getting closer and closer. He's kind of breaking some rules in order to find the cure. People like him. And since it is a rare disease, there aren't many people in the world that share his affliction. But, you know, he's hopeful that if he can find a cure for
just jumping
this
around, this
group of people, then, you know, maybe he can help others like him. But initially, this first chapter that we spend with Dr. Michael Morbius, you know, he's very thin, very frail. He walks with the use of crutches, and he's deteriorating before our eyes rapidly. He's in fact actually the person who's lived the longest with this disease. People have a very short lifespan. So, yeah, we meet him at his most frail, at his most kind of, you know, desperate. And you know, we go on a journey, on a ride, on an adventure with him as he tries to uncover the secrets and to find a cure.
Oh yes, this is the exact kind of stuff I've been looking for, is the screaming, howling stuff, but without any of the visual effects or editing. Oh my God.
Straight down and down.
This is intense.
When it comes to action, I've
got to make a note on that scream. That is too good. Oh God.
When it comes to action, I come from a very kind of realistic point of view. I was raised with movies from the 70s, so I was always after something that was gritty and natural. Me and Hollywood did say us before.
If this film is anything, it's definitely realistic.
We follow the kind of porn tradition, you know. But on this movie, I wanted to take a step to the left, you know. I sort of
look how much is even real on this rooftop scene. I just blanked on the word rooftop. God, I'm so dumb. Oh God.
To the left.
It looks so bad in the film as well.
You know, I thought it would be interesting to look at more Asian picture. You know, Asia has a great kind of
Wait, what?
tradition in working with superpowers, augmented human beings, and they have a more kind of visually challenging way of showing these superpowers than we've seen in most American movies.
What are you talking about?
To help me with that, I got Gary Powell. Gary Powell is one of the strongest second unit directors and stuntmen in the business. And to be able to work with him side by side like a brother, I think has improved the picture. And I think that the action will be something special, something different.
The action will be something special, something different. Heard it here first.
1, 2, 3, action!
Yes. I'm loving this screaming stuff.
This ain't you, Doc.
You can't get footing anyway.
You'd think, like, man, I'm surprised they're so confident to like show this off. I'd want to hide this if I had any sway in the making of this film. What is this? What is this? Showing off. The realism of the rooftop set and the green screen. What a weird...
Oh, Daniel.
Just keep going.
He was amazing to work with. He speaks Spanish, so there was times where I felt like we had our own secret language, which
You're in secret
fun.
language.
So sometimes he would give me a note in front of Jared, and Jared would have no idea what I was coming into the scene with, or he would pull Jared aside and tell him, "Oh, coming with sort of this." So that was fun, and I hadn't been directed in my language in a really long time, so it was interesting to me, and I feel like all my emotional memories are in Spanish. So it was just surprising how easy being directed in Spanish felt to me, and that was a big discovery for me. Sometimes it was rude, sometimes we would...
Watching them squirm having to come up with like anything to say about this project is pretty funny.
We would be like, wait, no, now we're going off beat, we need to speak in English. But it was really interesting. I didn't know that about myself. I think Daniel's really great as a director, because he, even with a movie like this, the big, epic Marvel superhero movie, he still made it
So what is it? Is it a monster movie? Is it a Marvel epic superhero movie?
feel quite independent and made it feel really intimate.
Ah, they always say that.
They
They always have an obsession with saying that it's like an indie movie, even though it's like anything but.
feel quite independent and made it feel really intimate. So I think none of us really felt like we were in something that we couldn't control, and sort of gave us the space to play, to shift around dialogue if we felt like we needed to. There was not that many marks on the floor, so he really gave us a space and helped us discover the scenes before he marked, or before he showed the crew. So that was really nice to be in a movie like this, but still have so much freedom.
It would be a cure.
Yeah, that's really how it comes across, and when you watch it, is the level of freedom the actors had.
Yes, but at what cost?
I brought this into the world. It's up to me to take it out.
Michael, please.
2, 1, action!
We're blessed with a wonderful cast.
Okay, so that was a practical. Right. Man, and they cover it with so many layers of CG and like particle effects you can't even tell. Like it looks just like CG goop.
We're blessed with a wonderful cast. Jared Leto is a brilliant actor and has proven it time again. And he has a very particular individual process, but one that I found quite interesting to be honest. I guess it depends.
He was so fed up with it.
It's what sort of actor you are, whether you like that or you don't. But for me, I find it, sort of bizarre and interesting.
So Jared, he's dangling up there with all these people clearly on a film set, but he is in the mindset of Michael Morbius. He's treating it as if it's real. Dude, time and place.
And I like how brave he is with his art and his craft, and he takes that very seriously and he works very hard.
One, action! One, action!
Ready? And action! Nice! There you go! We got it!
Daniel Espinosa has let me, he came up to me right away and said, "You're my baby bird." He goes, "Go for it, fly." And they're really letting me loose and letting me do a variety of takes. I just came off of a scene where I was questioning Morbius for the first time, and
it's the Tyrese clips I'm after. Give me that unfiltered Tyrese, because he's also taking it real seriously.
really let me and Jared Leto go for it and do anything we wanted. So it was, in terms of that, it's an incredible opportunity for me to improvise in a
Why do you
big
keep saying that? Improvise.
Movie. So it's cool.
We should probably finish talking upstairs, Doc. A couple more questions for you.
Oh my god, I love Tyrese so much. He's so fucking bad. It's crazy.
Dr. Morbius?
Daniel Espinosa is the best
God, what's he gonna say?
person for this job.
Uh-huh.
Period. There's nobody that could out-direct him for the movie Morbius.
What a backhanded compliment. Holy shit, that is awesome. Oh, that is so good. That's so good. I love you, Tyrese.
Period.
Oh, let me get that again.
Espinosa is the best person for this job. Period. There's nobody that could out-direct him for the movie Morbius.
Dude.
I mean, it's like...
Wait, oh, that's the robot arm thing. I think they took that out. He thought he's walking around with main character energy. He thought he was the heart of this.
I mean,
film.
it's like Christopher Nolan, Daniel Espinosa, Christopher Nolan. It's how I feel. With how committed he is and passionate he is about shooting every scene in this movie.
7.
Oh my god.
8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14.
Oh, Tyrese, you are God's gift, man.
Daniel Espinosa, as a director, very welcoming, very encouraging, collaborative, interested in your ideas, even the bad ones. He doesn't make you feel like a fool because you picked something that's blatantly unusable. And he just politely says, you know, that maybe not that, but and that's really what you want as an actor. You want to be able to pitch your ideas and instincts. You know, we're not writers, but we do have. Ideally, what you want is at some point you want the actors to know their characters better than the writers, because we're supposed to sort of, you know, dig down deep into that sort of specialist subject, if you like. So, yeah, he's been great. Loved it.
Getting to work with Jared was incredible. I learned so much from him. His dedication and commitment to the role and to the movie is really something that I just admire so much, and I definitely was constantly sort of picking at like, oh wow, that's really interesting that he does that or he does that.
Oh, they have to dance around this method acting thing so much. Is hilarious.
And it was like going to acting school in a way. You know, I just got to be with a master, and not a lot of people get to do that, so I feel incredibly lucky. Matt Smith, I think no one moves like Matt Smith. I mean, the way that he moves his body and sort of embraces every character, and I see his work, and I'm just blown away by him. And getting to work with him was also so much fun. I think it was one of my favorite scenes that we shot was that office exchange, because he holds so much power in a room, and you know, I just didn't, obviously I expected it, but doing a scene with him, all he did was play. I don't think we did take the same, and that was super fun. Al, it's impossible to do scenes with him because all you do is you're dying laughing. You really have to come in prepared and focused, because man, to keep a straight face around him is quite tough. And Tyrese is a character. I mean, no one is more entertaining to me than Tyrese.
Wait, that's I only care about what people say about Tyrese.
And Tyrese is a character. I mean, no one is more entertaining to me than Tyrese. I think
agreed.
He's incredible. He has a huge heart that barely fits on his chest, and he has some of the best memes I've ever seen.
A really strange thing to say about somebody.
He's amazing. He's Tyrese. He's amazing.
Some gold in here.
What's different about this movie is that, you know, like Venom, it kind of lives in its own universe, self-contained universe.
No, it doesn't, Jared. You're saying that about Morbius. Michael B. Morbius.
Sometimes it's a bit scary. Sometimes, you know, you're on a full action ride, adventure ride. And other times it has you kind of guessing and surprises you. But I loved all of that. The fact that, you know, it takes you on a big ride, but also there's
a theme park ride.
Complexity with character.
You have a
complex
characters.
Hyde element. So yeah, I think it's got there was a lot to be attracted to here, and I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to be a part of it.
Nice one, Jared. Holy crap. There's some good stuff in there. Right. What's next? Matt Smith never met Jared Leto on the set of Morbius. I only met Michael. Another one of these really awkward interviews. I love it.
I'd like to do a comedy of sorts, or sort of comedy tragedy. Something like that, I think, could be quite interesting. Quite interesting. Either quite absurd and quite naturalistic at the same time. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Yeah.
If no one offers it, I'll write it myself. We'll do that.
Yeah,
That
please
sounds fun.
do. Send it my way. Hello.
Good to meet you, Matt.
How are you, William? Nice to meet you, my friend. How's things?
Going great. Good. Great to be talking to you.
Sorry?
So.
Oh, God,
Yeah,
that's
great to be
so
talking to you.
awkward.
Yes.
Sorry?
Hey. Yeah. Hey. Sorry?
So.
Yeah.
Great to be talking to you.
Yes. And you, my friend.
And it's great to have been following your career, man. I mean, like,
oh my God.
Since Doctor Who, I mean, everything you do is interesting. And I feel like it's been interesting to watch you, especially sort of exploit your own natural charisma to darker edges.
Exploit your own natural charisma to darker edges.
You know, I feel like we got that.
His reaction to that. His face.
Darker edges. You know, I feel like we got that. We get that here. We get that with Last Night in Soho. Like, do you feel like that's a conscious
Oh my
sort of
God. Forgot he was in Soho
thing that
too.
you're gravitating towards, or it's just what happens to be coming through the door?
That's a very generous assertion. I don't know really. I think you sort of, you know, the parts that fall in front of you are the parts that fall in front of you, and I suppose all of it is a sort of symbiosis of your own energy meeting the energy of the character at some point, and then the character takes over.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I suppose one doesn't have a view on one's own charisma, as it were. Do you know what I mean? I just sort of throw it out of the character on the screen and hope to God so it sticks.
Well, it certainly stuck, my friend. It certainly stuck.
How did you get to the levels of this character needed in terms of accentuating maybe some of your own qualities? Like, what did you find in him that was most joyful? And was the darker edge even a conscious choice?
That's a very good question. I suppose I liked the what interested me was the almost like the sort of the caterpillar and the sort of butterfly, having been a caterpillar all his life. Do you know what I mean? And locked and not able to move and cocooned.
I know what you mean,
struggling.
brother.
And then he found wings, literally was able to fly. And rather than sit back and go, oh no, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. No. With great power comes a load of fun. Let's fly and eat people and just have a great time. And there was something about that edge, that sort of lift off that I thought looked really.
And the big paycheck you got. I'm sure that was also made it a little bit easier too.
Attractive. And I could empathize with and thought, wow, that'd be cool. What would you do? What would you do in that situation? Okay, man.
Absolutely. You know, I think Jared Leto is also someone with a very specific style, but is also doing something here that he's never done before. The type of character.
Yep, never been done before.
What did you guys build together on set? Because obviously your characters are very close. But tell me in building that relationship to bring out the best in both those characters.
Well, it's interesting because obviously, sort of, kind of, he's quite an immersive actor, isn't he, Jared? So.
Oh, they hate his ass. They can't stand it.
and he has his own process. So I'd never met him until the first day that we shot together. So the first day on set, and I still never really met him as Jared, only as Michael.
God, that's cringy. Oh, how awkward for him. He's like doing this job. He's doing this paycheck movie. Yeah. Oh my God.
And so it was
that is hilarious.
Because that in itself sets a sort of tone that's consistent and constant, and is there to react to all day, all the time. His energy of the character, and he's sort of staying in it. So it came from that really, and I just responded off it, and I found that entertaining and enjoyable. I liked it. There was no sort of small talk, which was good.
No small
Dived
talk.
in, straight to the work, focused, bang.
Before we finish off, what are the things that you're still searching for in your career? What are the things that you would love to get a chance to do if they were able to make
everything. I mean, great question. It's a very good issue. I'd like to do something funny. You know, I'd like to do a comedy of sorts, sort of comedy tragedy, something like that.
Oh, you did something funny. You did a comedy of sorts.
It could be quite interesting, either quite absurd and quite naturalistic at the same time. That makes sense. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Yeah.
No, I'll write it myself. We'll do that.
Please do. Send it my way.
Good meeting you.
It's really nice to meet you. That was a great interview. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Wow, that was insanely awkward. What's this one? I think we actually have already gone through this. Yeah. This is a repeat, I believe. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, and stunt work. Already saw that. Bloopers. Anything good in here?
What's happening? Al Madrigal here on the set of Morbius, and it's our first day.
It's not that complicated. It's not.
Yeah, we know.
Oi, 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 oi. This is real coke. Real coke.
This is a real.
This is real coke.
Oh, that was you, wasn't it?
Oh, God.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Have I got something in my teeth?
Go away.
I love the Nosy.
Good to know. None of this footage is going to make the cut.
Oh no, it will.
Oh, it won't.
I've seen the other ones.
I'm dying to get in there. They won't let me. Just want to reiterate, I could be doing all of these.
Holy moly. Right, nearly at the end here. Bear with. I think... Oh, has this got anything fresh in it? Motion capture. Okay, there's some stuff. Let's just fast forward through some of this.
It was a very physical performance, very physically challenging.
He is a vampire.
Morbius is finally out after a whopping 6 delays. So let's take a look at what was up the
6 delays, I forgot about
all
that.
this time. Hopefully Jared Leto managed to not gift his co-star a live rat or bat in a box. Number 1, everybody's doing prosthetics. Well, I've just got to be special then. Most people prefer to use practical effects like prosthetics. Originally, that was going to be the case for Morbius, but Jared Leto had other ideas. He pushed incredibly hard to have the vampire all done through motion capture so that his acting ability wasn't
We just saw some other clips where it's like stuntmen doing it.
limited to the motions of the prosthetics. The motion capture tech they used was the same that was used for Thanos. Visual effects supervisor
Wow, it really showed.
Butler said, "There's limitless potential using some of these new technologies. So it's interesting to be part of that
It's
and
definitely a tech showpiece, Avatar style, you know?
to push the envelope. They had Leto done up in an array of dots with a camera mounted onto a helmet on his head to capture the subtleties in the actor's expressions. The software can translate Leto's performance into the performance of a creature that is completely different. Since it was all done using CGI, nobody had actually seen the face of Morbius until the very end.
I believe that.
We had to use our imaginations.
I had to be quite patient.
Leto felt he'd taken a huge leap of faith relying on the CGI department. Number 2, somebody give Morbius a Snickers. Jared Leto is attracted to transformative characters because he finds they are challenging to pull off.
It's like kind of tailored for me.
Getting in shape for the role was very physically demanding.
It was very, very demanding. I mean, I was just shattered at the end of every day.
Leto wasn't all that affected having to lose all that weight to portray the sickly form of Dr. Morbius, though.
I don't actually get hangry because I do a lot of fasting.
He went from zero to anti-hero pretty quick, too. He likes that it's this big Marvel movie with action and adventure, but it also walks
This is a
on
weird
the darker
video.
side of the universe.
I liked as well that there's a Jekyll and Hyde.
At times, it's quite scary, which makes it very different. He got to play the sick and frail Dr.
Could you
Morbius,
not have any clips longer than like 1 second?
the healthy and jacked form, and then the monstrous version. Number 3, we wouldn't want to share the screen with Jared Leto, knowing behind the scenes he's trying to get that jump scare. Not a lot can scare Leto, but he sure likes to scare others.
I'm definitely hide around the door and whoosh.
Don't
That must have been fun for everybody.
we know it from his time on set as the Joker.
God, I forgot he was the Joker. Creepy, man.
Live rats, dead pigs, sent to set by the
Condoms, used condoms.
vegan himself. Sounds like he tailors his pranks to the movie, so who knows what kind of vampire stuff he was up to during Morbius. Number 4, inspiration can come from anywhere. When it came to echolocation, the team was hoping to go in a different direction than anyone's ever taken. There tends to be a trend among media that it's portrayed as a dark room with a burst of light going through it. Well, for Morbius, they got their inspiration from anime, and not just any anime. They got it from Pokemon of all places.
What?
How wild is that? Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. And Morbius is number 472 in the Pokédex. Look it up if you don't believe us. Number 5, do you think the people filming on their cell phones
What?
non-disclosure agreements? Manchester was made up to look like New York, and we quite appreciate
Oh, that explains it. So they made it Manchester look like New York. That's interesting.
That Barry aired is getting makeup applied to the top of his head. Hi, sorry, we think we're lost. We were looking for where Morbius was filming, not Doctor Who. And while you peruse the footage, now seems like a good time to mention that Morbius is directed by Daniel Espinosa and written by Matt Sazama and Kirk Sharpless. Action. Now, imagine if you were stuck in New York traffic and you could just yell action, and all the traffic would suddenly get moving. What a dream. Number 6. Sometimes you can bring something to a character, and sometimes a character brings something to you. Martine definitely taught Adria a lot about herself as a person.
She definitely taught me a lot. She taught me to sort of keep my mind.
She's not sure if the people around her like it now, but she really likes it, and that's all that matters.
There's parts about her that I love, and there's parts about her that I definitely had to work on and sort of create.
Matt Smith finds the most joyous experience of being an actor is that
you get to recalibrate and rewire yourself and focus and think in an entirely different way.
Number 7. Leto is an interesting actor. Yep, interesting. That's a good way to describe him. He's also
the sly sort of jabs at him through this comatose commentary are quite interesting.
very dedicated actor. He doesn't break character while he's on the set, but director Daniel Espinosa is the first to admit that Leto isn't the only one in Hollywood to do this.
There's a watch that also doesn't break character while he's shooting.
That's an odd thing to say in an interview, no? It almost sounds like he's not the biggest fan of Leto.
I was in a Jared sandwich and it was wonderful.
Matt Smith, on the other hand, is of course talking about both Jared Leto and Darren Harris. Both are fabulous actors with very different processes. So says Matt. Number 8. To be big or not to be big? That's a goofy question. Go big or go home. Matt Smith feels that the story of Morbius is like Shakespeare because you can make bold choices. Because the
Like Shakespeare, because you can make bold choices.
in itself is quite big.
In many ways, you can be a bit bigger.
As Matt put it, so you can be quite bold with the brushstrokes that you throw at the canvas, as it were.
Want the less boring analogy.
Number 9. Somebody hand Morbius a towel. The epic Morbius talking.
Yeah, remember this is the character you're adapting? God, this is so strange.
Was abandoned. At least for now. After talking about it, they decided it just wasn't going to happen for a first film. Leto does think that there are some pretty great examples in the early comics, and ideas of where they could go in the future if they suited up.
That could be a lot of fun, actually.
He likes a lot of those costume elements. Number 10. Research for a Marvel film would be fun. You just get to kick back and read comics. How great is that?
So the artwork for me is a great source of inspiration.
Leto looked at everything. He finds that's what's great about the characters. That there's so much material to dive into, and it's such a rich world. He read everything he could.
Talked to doctors and scientists and, did the research and...
Leto
did
really
the research.
He loves diving into information.
Shows,
It's
brother.
always good to have a friend on the inside. Matt Smith's Doctor Who co-star Karen Gillan, of course, played a large role in the MCU, Nebula, and she is obsessed with her role, despite all the time that goes into prosthetics. Well, when Matt Smith was given the offer, he phoned Gillan to ask what her experience was like, and she said, go for it.
Oh, so it's her fault. Wow. Except she got handed like quite a good character, and he got this.
Number 12. The future is uncertain. Or Leto is lying to us. If audiences enjoy the character in the film, Leto is more than happy to come back. He's thrilled about the potential of the Sinister Six getting together. But Morbius is a spin-off of Spider-Man, so...
I think Morbius, Spider-Man, that's a meeting that has to happen.
But the questions are there.
Everybody
Which Spider-Man?
agrees.
What universe is Morbius
Right, I think I've had enough of this. This is a strange video. There's 2 more. They're both Tyrese related, so I'm pretty excited for these. Save these for last. Save the best till last, hopefully.
Join in the Marvel world under Daniel Espinosa for Morbius, which is so dope, man. Yeah, exactly. How did Daniel make this fit into the Marvel world? Like, what is that world going to look like? I just want to hear about it.
Well, doing this movie opposite Jared Leto, man, was nerve-wracking, exciting, and inspiring. He's really, really interesting, this guy to work with.
Even Tyrese couldn't fucking handle him.
Daniel Espinosa kept me nervous the whole time as well, because he's a real alpha, very aggressive filmmaker.
Real alpha.
And he's very honest, so he'll tell you sometimes things you don't want to hear about how to step your game up as an actor. And he did it to everybody. And he pulled some great performances out of everybody. And I don't know, man, I think a lot of people are going to be shocked. And they just pushed the movie to October because they want to take advantage of that Halloween energy. So it's going to be a long year, man, of a lot of magic happening out here.
That I can't wait. Is it part of the MCU? Can you say?
Yes.
He doesn't.
Yes. Maybe it's part of the MCU. Can you say?
Yes.
The Avengers world?
Yes.
Oh, man, that's going to be exciting.
I'll have what he's having. He's living life to the fullest. This is a weird angle. Right, last one. CBR exclusive. Tyrese talks about his bionic arm being cut from Morbius. That's what I was getting at earlier.
Any updates on your role in the Spider-Man Morbius universe? Like, you think we'll see old Simon again?
I don't know, man. I'm waiting on the call. I would be honored to dance with Daniel Espinosa and the crew again. That would be Jared Leto. Yeah, I would love it. I would love it if that opportunity presented itself. Yeah.
Well, I think they cut down his scenes in Morbius, right? Like we never got to see his bionic arm in the finished product. Like what can you say anything about what happened there?
You know, I don't know, man. The arm was in the trailer, and I definitely had to put that thing on for at least 2 to 3 hours a day in the makeup trailer. So I don't know. I think it felt like it went from this is what we're gonna do to
he's upset.
Some type of issues that they had in post-production, something. I don't know. I
can't possibly imagine how Tyrese having a robot arm plays into what we wound up getting in the final cut of Morbius. Like, I would love to see that original script or whatever they were working with, because that's such a strange pull. Is he like a character in the Spider-Man universe people know or something? I don't know.
Definitely did a lot of scenes that was chopped out of the movie where I had a full-on fight and brawl with the villain, Matt Smith.
The villain, Matt Smith.
I had a full-on fight scene with Matt Smith.
Why?
In London, where we filmed at a park.
And it wasn't for the film.
It was crazy. And my arm was all over that scene. And they chopped that out of the movie because I guess the presence of my arm, you wouldn't have been able to edit around that. So, but
what are you talking about?
Daniel Espinosa is a guy that makes me nervous because he is such an intense filmmaker. And I would love to work with that man again on something.
Yeah. I mean, when that happens, like it happens all the time in this business, but do you ever have a moment like, yo, like what happened to my fight scene?
Oh yeah, I definitely asked some questions.
Tyrese calling up the producers like, where's my arm fight scene, man? Why'd you take my arm with the villain?
And it wasn't chopped because,
oh no,
normally you'll lose a couple scenes because they're trying to figure out how to squeeze it within that hour 50, 2 hour window.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was very disappointed that they chopped that scene. But, look, I'm a grateful man. So I don't ever go into movies wanting to be the guy that's number one on the call sheet. And I'm in every single scene every day. So
you're just happy to be there.
I'm grateful for whatever I end up with, but I definitely wish that fight scene had made the movie. It was crazy.
Wow. Gosh, that was quite a journey, this whole thing. About an hour's worth of IHE the reactor for you. That was fun. I hope you enjoyed going through that with me. There's a lot of gold buried in there. I had to sift through some of it, but man. Oh, Tyrese, we love you, my friend. Bye.